David and Andrew from King 810, welcome to Australia. Welcome to Soundwave. Thanks for the time.
Thanks for having us.
I went and caught your set. It was bloody hot down there. How are you guys feeling it?
They told us it was going to be hot. It is, so we're kind of going with it.
We thought Australia was hot from the Baz Luhrmann movie. It looked hot, and it is.
It's living up to the
hot.
reputation.
Right.
Now, I've been fascinated with you guys ever since I got the first single, Fat Around the Heart, from the record company. And in a musical world where everything is so manufactured, I think people are actually relieved to hear that, there's some truth left out there, and especially in the metal world. And that's where you guys seem to be drawing on, real life experiences. Yeah. And everything has come from where you live, basically, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of times the shit people have to say is not interesting because they're not interesting people. It's just this day and age when you can record an album with this laptop that you're talking through right now. Anyone can basically do it, and that's cool. And we're usually, people in our position are supposed to sit and say, you can do it. You can do whatever you set your mind to. But really, I don't want everyone to fucking do it because they ain't got nothing to say. That would be like everyone making a movie or everyone making a book or everyone giving a speech. You don't want to fucking listen to what everyone has to. Not that we're important, but you know what I mean? I ain't going to sit down and listen to someone talk for an hour and a half. Most people, you know what I mean? If you don't have nothing to say that's interesting, don't talk. So we were a band for a long time before we realized that we have to start talking about the interesting shit because we tried to be normal people and do the normal thing, and then we're like, this ain't
normal results.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
So where was the writing beforehand? Before you started emptying your soul, what were you writing about? And what were you?
We were doing the same thing, but we weren't good though. We were kids. We were 15, 14. We didn't know even if we, are writing the same type of music, because since the band started, it's been the same. It's just we had to become more talented at tackling the subjects that we were tackling. You can't write about something complex if you don't have a complex or a thorough understanding of it. And even more so, you have to know how to bring the listener to the place you want to take them, basically. To me, there are good writers and bad writers, and the only difference doesn't have anything to do with technical skill. It has to do with how talented are they or how skilled are they at bringing you to the place they want you to be. And that's basically what it was. We were telling the same stories. We were telling the jail stories and the shooting stories and the drug stories, but we weren't good. We were teenage kids that we weren't
the right way.
Right, we weren't good at our instruments, and I wasn't fucking good at doing this, you know what I mean? So we just weren't pro, you know what I mean?
Which only comes with age and experience and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you got to go through all the phases, get your identity and shit. And it goes back to the first question about, I think a lot of people just have access to shit and to put things out before they find their identity, before they go through all the phases and all the movements to end up being themselves. And that's kind of dangerous once they start catching breaks when that hasn't happened yet. It kind of stunts their whole process, you know what I mean?
Listening to to your album, Anatomy 1-2 is, for me, probably the most powerful song on the album, and it's the most sparse, but just tells a hell of a story.
Yeah, those things are, we go into the booth, turn the microphone on and sit down and just start talking. And they go until they stop. So it's kind of stream of consciousness. Nothing written down, nothing planned out or thought of. You just start talking about shit, and it makes it kind of the most honest. There's no melody or anything in there, so it's the real story coming out from a real perspective. It's no prose, no rhymes, no thought about, the hook or the chorus or the verse, or there's no bass, guitar, drum, kind of does its own thing, I guess.
Is it, in that respect, is it like it's cathartic? Is it almost like a therapy session when you hear that stuff?
It's supposed to be probably, but it doesn't. Afterward, it doesn't feel any better. So
No.
if it is, it's
really
an unsuccessful one.
On the spot. You know, when he says, a lot of people say that, you know, they don't write shit, they freestyle. But I mean, when he goes in and does that shit, I mean, no one in the room has even heard it before, and then he says it, and you just get chills hearing him say it.
Exactly.
You've never even heard him do it before. You know what I mean? And like, we hear basically everything he's doing. So it's like, he's serious when he says you don't write that shit. You know, it just comes out.
I mean, I was sitting there, put it on, and when it started, I was kind of waiting for it to kick in because I didn't know what the song was.
Right.
And then it kept going, and I got to the point where you lean forward and look at the speaker.
Yeah.
You know, and
That's kind of what I start doing.
You're really listening.
That's basically what it is. When I'm in there, it'll start, and then after 30 seconds, 45 seconds, you get comfortable. Then after 1.5 minutes, I start listening to it because I don't know what the fuck it is. And then after 2.5 minutes, you're so relaxed that you don't even know what you're saying anymore. And then at 3.5 minutes or 4 minutes when it stops, you have to get them to play it back to make sure you were actually talking. And then it's good.
Yeah.
So we just keep it.
Yeah, it's great. Some of the other songs on there, like Murder, Murder, Murder.
Aye.
Where did that one come from?
That one was one of the first ones we did in 2009.
About the life, you know?
About the lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's like the chorus is basically it. I mean, you want to be down with the killing shit, you want to be down with the violent shit, you want to be down with all this shit. Are you ready to sit in the cage for, you know what I mean? Are you tough? It's like, that ain't enough, you know what I mean? It's basically saying you gotta be a machine to be this kind of thing, you know? This isn't for people. This isn't like how people should be. This isn't, you know, how it's supposed to be. And it's a pissed off thing because it pisses us off when people compare their shit to our shit because it clearly does not come from the same place. So it's like, that's why I said, what's the issue with your children? You know what I'm saying? They're not the same thing, but they're saying they are, and it's kind of,
It's cheap.
it's trite. Yeah, it's petty. And it's not for real. So
The video clips that are going along with these songs are equally as powerful as the songs.
aye.
Was that a conscious thing to make them as confronting as possible so people get the actual message?
Yeah, they kind of, when you hear the shit, I mean, I'm acting like we didn't create it, but when you hear it, it lends itself vividly to imagery. And plus, when you write it, it all is about real people, places, things. So we just make the video what, you know what I mean, what the song is talking about, who it is talking about. We put the real people in the shit, in the real place. It's talking about a real place, so we go to the place and just shoot the real people in the shit, the real story about what it is the song's talking about. It's not, think about it, the thing that it isn't is difficult, you know what I mean? It has more than one idea that it lends itself to. You just listen to the song, pictures just come up. It's kind of even part of the writing process where when you're making the song, you know what it looks like live, and you can tell what the video is going to look like, and you can tell the whole picture is all part of it, basically. If it doesn't look like a video when you're writing the song, it's not a good song. You know what I mean? It doesn't have any cinematic kind of tangible, visible shit. If your imagination don't start running when you hear it, we throw those ones out. Those are like what everyone else makes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the, like you said before, the people who are just doing it on the laptop and haven't lived it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that shit's cool, but just be on the laptop. Don't talk no bullshit. Don't do what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because that is not you. Just do your own shit. You know?
It might seem like a weird comparison, but I liken what you guys do to almost like what NWA did back in the day, and people misunderstood that. And all
that's
they
cool.
were doing was rapping about their surroundings and their lifestyle.
Right.
And I think that's why people might be gravitating to what you're doing.
I think so, because I don't see any difference between what we're doing and what NWA did. I mean, at the heart of it's the same thing. Like what Miles Davis did, he was an asshole that did a bunch of shit that pissed everyone off, and people gravitated towards it. And when NWA came, they did that, shook it up. When Public Enemy came, whatever. When Marilyn Manson came, you know, when Slipknot came, even when Pantera came, these groups shook the shit up. And that's what, I don't know if that's what people are into, because I don't understand, but that's the moral of the story, basically. That at the heart of it, we're essentially doing the same thing that they did. It's very hard now to shake shit up, because this day and age, they practically show snuff movies in the theater. Little kids typing on their iPads, looking at fucking, you know, pornos, killing, death, faces of death, internet song. We got them sawing off heads on the news. Ain't Call of Duty, Die Hard 10, all this shit. You can't offend no one, period. Today, we got fucking hoes in the song, every song. All the, you know, all this shit is. If you can offend someone today, you're doing something fucked up. And that's it. It's harder than ever. Back then, Madonna just took her shirt off and offended a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Put like pointy cones on her tits, and that did the trick in the 80s. But this is 30 years later. We can't do the shit no more. We can't do a cone dress. You know what I'm saying? Put a rubber tit suit on like Manson. All this shit. We can't do that shit and get results.
No.
You know?
People just go, oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing their shit.
Yeah.
And we, at the end of the day, we're not really trying to get results. We just aren't going to shy away from something because it might shake people up. We never sit around making something and say, what do you think they're going to think of this? What do you think that they're going to lose their mind over this? We don't do anything without a purpose. Everything that we do, it's for real. So it's
all in reference to reality, and you know, like that's what NWA shit was. I think that's the common thread, you know, and a lot of people, you know, like you was saying, are desensitized to the shit because of the internet and technology allows them to see it so easily, but I don't think they understand that, you know, that the shit they're seeing that they kind of think is just whatever internet entertainment. It is a reality out there, and I think that's why our shit strikes a chord, because they can tell, you know, my man is drawing it from a personal reality, not a reality he witnessed on the internet or a game or something.
It's just crazy, because when we made Kill 'Em All, it was the first look at the band. It was the first thing we put them out. It was the first video we put out. There was a reason why we made it a bunch of real clips. It wasn't by accident. People were like, this is a bunch of clips. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, but this shit really happened.
This is real, yeah.
And they're like, Kill 'Em All fucked up. And I'm like, you're fucked up then.
Yeah.
If that shit's fucked up to you, then what does that mean? You're lying to yourself.
It's one of the most confronting videos I've seen a band put out in forever.
It's just, if it's fucked up to you, you're lying to yourself about something.
Yeah.
And that's the point, you know what I mean? It's period, that's it, you know what I mean?
Moving forward to the crowd here today, loved it. Has it surprised you that you've resonated around the world like you have?
Yeah, we don't know what the fuck's going on.
Cool. Yeah.
We thought our homeboys would buy the CD, we'd sell 100 copies to people in Flint, and that would be it.
Oh, we got people in Sweden and Norway and Italy and shit.
We go to shit we don't even know what it is. Like we were in Slovenia.
Yeah.
We were in
Luxembourg.
I didn't even know what that was.
Right.
That's a country.
But there's people there that like us a lot.
And I don't get it. So I'm standing there like, I thought we were just doing a vacation in Australia. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. We get to go to the ocean, whatever. Play the show. No one's gonna show up. We'll just do a practice basically. but there was people standing out there.
And they're
shit.
singing
Yeah,
back to
yeah.
you as well.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm thinking, you know, maybe he's drunk and just is singing something, but it matches up, and I'm like, damn, he must really know this shit.
Yeah, well, that's why I put the songs on rotation as soon as I got them, because people were making noise about it, so it was great.
Oh, it's crazy. We didn't suspect any of this shit, you know what I mean?
That's awesome. Guys, thank you so much for the time, and enjoy the rest of the tour.
All right, thank you.
Kick ass.
All right.